Hey, welcome back to Postal Barbecue. I'm Jabin Postal, and today at their grill, we're throwing down a delicious filet mignon topped with a whiskey compound butter that's absolutely amazing. And just like always, I'm gonna put all the show notes for you in the description box below, so make sure to click down there to see everything that you need for this recipe. Also, if you like what we're doing on this channel, consider subscribing for more great barbecue recipes, tutorials, and reviews. And other than that, let's get into the cook. So today at the grill, we're gonna be making up these delicious filet mignons with a nice whiskey compound butter. This is gonna be hot and fast, and it's gonna go great for your next date night for sure. So what I did is I asked my local butcher to cut these filet mignons out of the center portion of the beef tenderloin, because this is where you're gonna get the best cut for these fillets from that beef tenderloin. And so we're gonna put this off to the side first to start with, because we wanna start making our whiskey compound butter first. And so in a bowl, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a stick of warmed butter. This is just room temperature butter. And we'll place that into our dish. All right, and then to that, we're gonna add in half of a diced shallot. Place that in there as well. We have 2 cloves of minced garlic. We have about a tablespoon of diced chives. Place that in there as well. We're gonna take some fresh cracked pepper and place some of that in there. All right, so that was probably about a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and then we're gonna add in our whiskey. And so we're only adding in about a tablespoon of whiskey to this mixture. There we go. Once everything's all together, we're gonna just take a fork and mix it all together. All right, so that is mixed together just the way we want it. So I'm gonna take some saran wrap, and I'm gonna just lay this down on my cutting board, and we'll place this compound butter onto that wrap. Then we're just gonna wrap it up nice and tight. And so when you are rolling your compound butter, you want it to be about 1 inch thick. And this is gonna give us some nice slices later on. And so with it all wrapped up, you can place it into the fridge so it has some time to firm back up so we can slice it nicely and top it onto our filet mignons at the end. All right, so let's move back and start working on our fillets. And so you can see that these are about 2 inches thick. This is the thickness that you want. If you find one that's about 1 inch thick, don't get it. Ask your butcher to cut you something a little bit thicker. These ones are great because they have a little bit of marbling in there, which is nice, because fillets are often a little bit more lean. And so if you find one that has a little bit more marbling, that's the better choice. And so what we're gonna do to get started is we're gonna just brush this with a little bit of olive oil. I'm using some rosemary infused olive oil just to add a little bit of extra flavor to these fillets. Brush that around. And then to that, I'm gonna hit it with some of my Mad Cow beef rub. Make sure we get some of the sides as well. We'll flip it over and we'll brush that underside as well. So just like that, these filet mignons are all seasoned up, ready to go, as well as our compound butter. And so let's go ahead and get the Weber kettle set up for cooking hot and fast using our grill grates. So to set up our grill today for this hot and fast cook, I filled up a chimney basket about 3/4 of the way full, and I got those coals fully lit. Once they're fully lit, I then dumped them into the Sloan Sear with the water reservoir removed, just to add a little more cooking surface area. Next, I placed my grill grates directly over the coals to preheat, and then I closed the lid to get those grill grates up to temperature. So our grill grates have been preheating for about 5 minutes now, and so they should be ready to go. So we're gonna open up the grill and just take a look. So I do have my trusty infrared gun, and I'm just gonna take a reading on these grill grates to see how hot they are. And so they're just over 600, about 630 degrees. And so this is sort of within range. When you're using the grill grates, I find that around the 600 mark gives you great sear marks every single time. And so with these ready to go, let's go ahead and get these filet mignons onto the grill grates. So I'm gonna place one down. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a press. We want a nice contact on those grill grates. Place those on, press it down a little bit. And then I'm gonna close the lid up. We'll set our timer for 1 minute and 45 seconds. And then at that point, we're gonna open up the grill again and rotate these filet mignons 45 degrees. All right, so we're at that 1 minute and 45 mark. So let's open up the grill. And we're gonna spin these fillets 45 degrees. Press it down a bit. There we go. Then we're gonna close up the lid again. We're gonna continue to cook this for another 1 minute and 45 seconds. All right, so we're showing another 1.5 minutes. So let's go ahead and flip these fillets over. There we go. Oh, just look at that sear on there. It's got nice cross action going on. These are gonna be so good. And so we're gonna restart our timer for 1 minute and 45 seconds and then come back and flip it one more time. All right, so it's been about another 1 minute and 45 seconds. So let's give these another rotation. Press it down slightly. There we go. Then we'll close that up and finish it off for that last remaining 1 minute and 45 seconds. During that time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut some of our compound butter. I'm just gonna cut it right from the middle here. We'll cut 2 slices out of it. And make sure to remove the saran wrap from here. All right, so our last 1 minute and 45 seconds is just about up. So let's go ahead and we're gonna remove it from our grill grates. Flip them over at the same time. Look at those are amazing. Guys, that crosshatch sear is so nice looking on there. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna check the temperature of these fillets just to see how they're doing. Right now we're shooting around 80 degrees. And so what we're gonna do at this point is we're gonna place some of our compound butter on top of both of these. And then we're gonna close the lid and let those steaks finish coming up to our desired temperature. Today we're shooting for a medium rare, and so I'm gonna bring these up to about 128 degrees before I remove them to let them rest. And then as it rests, it's gonna continue to rise to about that 132 degree mark, which for me is the perfect range for my steaks. So it's been about 10 minutes since we moved our fillets from the grill grates to the indirect side to finish coming up to temperature. And so let's go ahead and grab our ThermaPen and just take that internal temperature reading to see if they're done. Oh, these look amazing. So we are about 129, and so I'm gonna pull these off the grill, let them rest for a bit, and then we'll get ready for the taste test. So after about 20 minutes total cooking time, these filet mignons are all done. We did about 9-10 minutes of searing on the grill grates, and then followed by about 10 more minutes of indirect cooking, just so our internal temperature can slowly come up to our desired temperature. And so for these, we're shooting for a medium rare, around 132 degrees approximately. And so let's slice into one and see how we did. Just move some of that compound butter around. Oh, wow, look at that. We have some really nice color on the inside of these. I would say that this is a medium rare. This is gonna be so great. So let's cut a slice out of the center here. All right, here we go. Oh man. All right, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I got a little bit carried away with this taste test. As you notice, I started out with 2, now there's only 1. It was so good, I couldn't stop. Right away, I could taste, it was seasoned perfectly with that mad cow. And then you get that depth of flavor that comes from that sear using those grill grates. And then you top it off with that whiskey compound butter. And, oh, guys, I'm telling you, it's so good. So if you've never tried a filet mignon like this before with that whiskey compound butter on it, make sure to give it a try. You're gonna love it for sure. And so make sure to give it a try. It's perfectly cooked and packed full of flavor. This filet mignon topped with that whiskey compound batter is to die for. Hey, if you want to see more barbecue videos just like this, so make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. Also, special thank you to all my patrons out there who help support this channel each week. Until next time, keep those coals lit and get cooking.